Well, today I'm back with another extensive field testing of a trail camera. Today it is the palm-size WingHome trail camera. This trail camera is small but features the Leica M6 solutions. It also has a Sony sensor. I have very high expectation that this trail camera is going to give some superb footage, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get into the review and let's test the WingHome 16 megapixel trail camera. So today I am back with another trail camera review, and it is a WingHome 16 megapixel trail camera. As you can see here, the trail camera features 16 megapixel. It has a 100-degree angle lens. It says it has 0 fisheye distortion with that wide angle lens, 0.4 second trigger speed, and it does have a IP66 waterproof rating. It is a brand new revised version of the model 630M. And this new version features the Leica M6 solutions and a Sony sensor. So that really should give some quality pictures and photos. Let's get into the unboxing. I'm going to show you what you get with this trail camera. I'm going to then put it out into the woods. We're going to be doing some extensive testing. I'm going to be showing you sample photos and videos that we get from this trail camera. Like I said, I'm excited. I hope it lives up to my expectations. Inside the box, get a quick start manual and a more extensive user's manual for the model 630M. Get our trail camera packaged inside there. Show you a little bit more of the case in a bit. You also get a tree strap and a USB cable. So the trail camera has some nice covering here for the IR bulb. Up here's your PIR sensor, and here's your lens. We have 2 latches here on the side. It does run on 8 AA batteries. It takes a full-size SD card. Here's your USB port. It has an external power port. It is 12 volts is what it's labeled here as. You can plug in some external power. Has a nice large display screen here for your playback or your menu settings. Underneath the trail camera, you have a 1/4-20 tripod mount. You have a place on the back for your tree straps, and it's also safety cable compatible here. So next, it's time for me to put batteries and an SD card in this trail camera. I'm then putting it out into the woods and putting this thing to work. We're going to test it out, and I'm going to start showing you sample photos and videos that I got from this trail camera. Stick around after those sample photos and videos. I'm going to give you my final thoughts, things that I would see as the pros and cons of this trail camera, and I'll give you my thoughts on how well I think it performed. So there's a lot more to come. Stick around. It ought to be fun. So as you've been able to see from the sample footage so far, I hung this WingHome trail camera over a water hole here on my farm. It's just a little spring that always remains wet, and especially over the summer, it's a huge attractant for wildlife and deer especially. It made for a great place to hang this trail camera, one of my favorite places to hang trail cameras. With that said, I wanted to highlight some of the settings on this WingHome trail camera. Let's dig in a little bit closer, and I want to show you some of the settings that are available. So I wanted to quickly touch on some of my favorite features of this WingHome so far, and it has a large display screen. It makes it nice for setting up the camera. You can get it set up exactly how you want. You get a live feed of what your lens is seeing right there on the display screen. But I want to jump into the menu and show you some of the settings that have been impressing me. If you drop down here through the menu, you come to the night mode, and under the night mode it gives you many different options. Your IR bulbs will light up at night, and this setting is going to allow you how much light you want to emit, and this allows you to go from max range all the way down to no blur. Now under the max range, it's going to light up your background as best you can, but you run the possibility of washing out the photos or videos if an animal is too close, or you can get some movement blur when you have that high of illumination. I like the idea that it gives you the different settings, but if you drop down here one more time under flash LED, that's also going to give you a high-low range. So this gives you a lot of customization for your IR bulbs. Many cameras don't give you any option at all. It's just a fixed illumination at night, but between these two settings you get a lot of customization that you can dial into your particular setting or where you want to put the trail camera and get the exact best shot for your situation. So with all that setting talk out of the way, I do like all the customization that you can do with your IR bulbs. I really like that you get to dial that in exactly, and that gives you a lot of different settings to tinker around with to get it just right. Now with all that said, every video you have seen thus far was with that setting on low or on balanced mode, right in the middle. I'm going to bump it up now to the highest setting available, and the next sample photos and videos you see is with this trail camera at this exact same location with the highest IR setting available. So let's check out these samples. As is the case many times, I too learned something new, and I think today I found out some new information just through my testing and experimenting with this WingHome trail camera and the different features and options that it has. I just showed you some sample footage that I got with this on the max range on the night mode. I thought it would affect the IR brightness and make it brighter and light up your background more. That is still the case with the flash LED. If you look in that settings that I just showed you in the menu, when you go into the flash LED, you have high and low, and that actually does affect the brightness of your bulbs. The setting right above that, which is the night mode, gives you those 5 different options between max and down to no blur. I have found through experimenting is that affects your exposure. on max mode. That's going to increase your exposure and actually let in more light into your lens of the trail camera and help with your picture, but that can induce blur because if there's any type of movement while your exposure is long, it creates blur, and that did show up some in my photos when I had it on max mode. That is the trade-off of running it on that max mode, the maximum exposure on the night mode. You can run the risk of having blurry pictures if the subject is moving. If your subject is not moving, that max setting really does let in more light to your lens and gives you a better picture. If you want to dramatically reduce the risk of any blurriness on your night pictures, you can put that setting down into no blur. That's going to give you a very short exposure and will help reduce the blur. So to recap, I have learned that night mode from what I believe is the exposure of the camera, and that becomes very important on photos. When I had it on video mode, my eye could not tell any difference between the videos that were on the max setting and then the videos which were on the lowest setting, which is no blur, labeled here in the menu. I really couldn't tell when it was on video mode, but in photo mode you definitely can tell the difference, and you'll just have to pick the setting that's best for you, either maximum all the way down to no blur. It's really up to you. This gives you the option to change your exposure. So it is time for my final thoughts on this revised brand new version of the WingHome trail camera. I showed you the sample photos and videos and I was impressed. This trail camera had very good quality photos at daytime, nighttime. The videos were exceptional. This camera has a great microphone. If that is important to you, you will be pleased with the sound quality you get with this. I had it over the water hole there in my woods. You could hear the deer walking in the water. You could hear the birds in the background. Very clear audio with this. I have used this trail camera and have captured over 1,000 videos and pictures. The camera worked flawlessly. I have already talked pretty extensively about the IR bulbs and the illumination that does at nighttime. This camera really did impress me. It does give you the option of setting high or low for that nighttime illumination. If you put it up on high, it really does light up more than what most trail cameras do. I can show you samples side by side of this trail camera versus other ones at that exact same location. It's hands down, this one would win every time. It really lights up quite a distance further than any other trail camera I have run at that particular spot. Another positive is its small, compact size. I really do like the small trail camera. Allows you to hide it easily or keep it as less conspicuous as possible. It does give you the option of running a safety cable through it to further help with theft protection. It has a password protection that you can put your unique passcode in there, that if somebody would steal it, nobody could use that camera without knowing that code. Over on this side, it allows you to put a padlock on it to further lock it if you so choose. Lots of options for security with this trail camera. That's all positive in my book. Now, as I mentioned, 1,000 pictures and videos, both daytime and nighttime. That is a lot. I will say with this trail camera, I went through 2 sets of batteries for my testing. So for 1,000 pictures and videos, there was a mixture of photos and videos, and nighttime videos, when you have it on IR mode and for 20-30 seconds at a time, it really does chew up batteries. So just per my testing, and again, remember this can greatly vary your ratio versus daytime videos versus nighttime videos affect this. But from my particular testing, I would say a negative would be the battery life. I definitely have tested trail cameras in the past that performed better on batteries, and I have gotten more than 1,000 on one set of batteries before, but it did take 2 sets of batteries to complete my testing with this trail camera. With all that said, I am impressed with this trail camera. I would have no problems recommending this to friends and family. Great quality videos and pictures, I can't stress that enough. And the nighttime illumination, if you have a place where you really want to reach out, light up the night, this trail camera can absolutely do that. Well, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comments section. I'm going to be putting a link to this trail camera down in the description. You can check that out. If you want to see more information about that trail camera, just simply follow that link. If you're in the market to buy a new trail camera, I really can recommend this WingHome trail camera, this newest version. Again, follow that link in the description if you want to check that out. And as always, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.